If you're an athlete and you struggle with anxiety, you probably think that it's a weakness. You think that it holds you back, makes you overthink, and stops you from performing at your best. But what if I told you your anxiety might be your greatest strength? Now, before you roll your eyes, let me hit you with a hard truth. Your anxiety will either be your greatest competitive edge or it could destroy your career. It all depends on whether you control it or it controls you. Fail to manage it and you'll hesitate in the big moments. You'll overthink simple plays and eventually lose trust in yourself. Master it and you'll become one of the most mentally sharp, highly prepared, and resilient athletes on the field. Most people see anxiety as a flaw, and in this video, I'm going to show you exactly why anxiety can make or break you, 2 personality traits that create effective athletes, and a 5-step process that will turn your anxiety into a source of strength. Before we get started, be sure to like this video if you gain value, subscribe so you can help support the channel and we can keep on putting out more and more videos. Also, hit the bell so that you become one of the very first people to be notified when a new video is dropped. All right, let's get going. Most athletes fear anxiety because they see it as a sign of weakness. Before big games, your heart is pounding. During competition, your mind is racing. And after mistakes, you replay them over and over again. And you probably think that if I wasn't anxious, I'd play better, but you're wrong. The harsh reality is, if you don't learn to use your anxiety, it will ruin you. You'll choke in critical moments while other athletes thrive. You'll spend years inside your head second-guessing yourself. You'll miss out on opportunities because your mind is working against you rather than for you. And the worst part, you won't even realize it's happening. But there is another way. Anxiety itself isn't the problem, it's how you're interpreting it. Most athletes think anxiety equals failure, but in reality, anxiety equals energy. Anxiety equals self-awareness. Anxiety equals preparation. Our brains are wired from years of evolution to detect threat. It's what makes us so successful and here today. It's designed to keep us safe, and if you pair it with the right mindset, it can be a huge advantage. And all of that can come from your personality. Psychologists break down our personalities into what are called the big 5. Number 1 is openness to experience. Are you someone who's creative and curious, or do you prefer routine? Number 2 is conscientiousness. Are you organized and disciplined, or are you a bit more spontaneous? Number 3 is extroversion. Do you get your energy from people, or do you prefer solitude? Number 4 is agreeableness. Are you cooperative and empathetic, or are you a little bit more skeptical? And 5 is neuroticism. Are you sensitive to stress and anxiety, or are you calm under pressure? And so here's the kicker. If you score high on neuroticism and conscientiousness, you could have a hidden superpower. Neurotic athletes overanalyze, they anticipate problems, and they feel pressure deeply. But if they're also conscientious, then they use that energy to prepare, adjust, and obsessively improve. And so this means if you worry about mistakes, then you'll train harder to prevent them. You might overanalyze opponents, so you study harder to find their weaknesses. You might feel pressure even more, so you start to create routines to help you manage it better. But here's the dangerous part. If you don't control this anxiety, then it will destroy you. It will turn into hesitation, it will turn into fear, and it will turn into self-doubt. And before you know it, you'll be watching someone else take your spot and performing where you could be. So if you feel anxiety, how do we start to channel it and turn it into a strength? Well, the good news is that all we have to do is dial up our conscientiousness. So instead of trying to get rid of our anxiety, we just get really good at using it. And so here's 5 steps in which you can start to do that. Step 1, embrace anxiety as something helpful. Stop treating anxiety as something that you have to fix or something that you have to run away from. We know in sport that anxiety is something that we need because we need to be able to anticipate what is coming, and we also need to have our body physically ready so that we are prepared to go into the competition, the performance, with a state of readiness. A lack of anxiety means that we're potentially not even ready and even lethargic going into that performance. And so when you start to feel anxiety, you can start to acknowledge that this is something that means something to you and it matters. It's just about reframing your anxiety into a form of energy that you are about to use. Step 2 is, now that you are embracing your energy, now start to listen to what it's saying. Your anxiety isn't random, it's a signal. It might be pointing out that you're unprepared. It might be pointing out that something means a lot to you. But it also could be meaning that something is real. Whatever that signal is that anxiety has, or whatever it is saying, don't try to silence it, try to listen to it. Step 3 is to write down your fears. Get whatever is in your head out onto paper. You might start writing things down like, I'm scared I'm going to mess up. What if I make a mistake? Or what if someone takes my spot? All of these are totally normal, and whatever you put down on the paper, you want to ask yourself 2 questions. First being, can I control it? If the answer is yes, great, you can take action. If the answer is no, ask yourself the second question, which is, can I accept it? If you find yourself not being able to accept it, then you are going to suffer. And we have to be able to accept things that we cannot control. Otherwise, we cannot move past them. But when you write down what your fears are, you make them real and you're able to actually decode them and think about what are the actions I can take that are in my control that will make this better. So get things out of your head and onto the page. Step 4 is to rehearse using visualization. Now that you know what you fear, practice facing it. You can use visualization to do things like see yourself making a mistake and handling it with composure, visualizing yourself feeling nervous but executing anyway, or even things like being under pressure and staying locked in. If you can rehearse it mentally, you can handle it physically. And one of the best ways to be able to start getting going with visualization is to download the Mind Strong Sport app with meditations, mindset shifts, and visualizations to help you start to practice the mental skills that you need both on and off the field. It is the mental gym to help you build the stronger mind you need as an athlete. Download it via the link in the description of this video. Get it on iOS and Android app stores right now and get going building your strongest mind as an athlete today. And finally, step 5 is to review after it happens. After a performance, if you found yourself getting anxious, ask yourself these questions. What triggered my anxiety? How did I handle it? And what can I do better next time? This way you're turning anxiety into a teacher, and every repetition is only going to make you stronger. But if you fail to review, then you fail to do anything about it, and it's just going to make it worse next time. But the more you review it, the more you refine it, the more you'll be able to master it. All right, there you go. So ultimately what we're talking about here is every time you feel anxiety, instead of running from it, you are going to face it and try to build a better relationship with it. For myself, when I was a professional athlete, I felt anxiety a lot of the time. But when I started to practice meditation, mental skills, mindfulness, I was able to build a better relationship with it so that I finally was able to go out on the field alongside it, and it didn't control me. I was in control of it. I've had some of the worst experience of my life due to anxiety on the field, but if you do not practice these skills or you do not take control of it, it becomes harder and harder. And the greatest thing is that you are in total control of that and you can get going with these steps today. So I wish you the best of luck with it. And my challenge to you is to put down in the comments, when is the moment that you feel anxiety the most, and what are the steps that you are going to take to help you improve that anxiety and build a better relationship with it. Let us know in the comments. I want to hear from you. We want to see how we can help you. And you'll now become one of those athletes that can actually turn anxiety into one of your greatest competitive advantages. Go get them. But there is also something else that could be causing you anxiety as an athlete. To better understand that, you're going to want to watch this video next.